right, let's head back over to check in with Katie.
We still see some icy sidewalks here. And one thing I did want to mention is along bridges, passes, things like that, that move over where there's airflow above and below, those sidewalks, those will also take longer to thaw out and clean out unless they were treated ahead of time. Because when you have that airflow above and below, it's colder along those bridges and anything that you have, those archways and things like that. So just be advised and be careful that those areas might still be a little treacherous to try and get across until we get this warm up. It's just a slow warm up. Best conditions I've seen so far down in Salem on this camera. We watched that ice build up on the street light there and all the stoplights and everything, but I can see just a little few patches here and there, low 30s in Salem right now. Starting to see some precipitation there to our south. You can see coming up just through Eugene, expecting that to continue its way up to us and be into the Portland Metro by noon. So that'll make it a little earlier as it heads up through the valley. This is the one thing that I'm highlighting for you today to be aware of if you have any travel. We do have an ice storm warning, and you can see it's just a little different through here. You'll see a different texture between the two to set them off. This is a winter storm warning. This is an ice storm warning, and this is a winter weather watch. Different advisories for different areas where we're expecting to see different conditions. Up to an inch of accumulation and more as you head to the east. This is through today at 1 o'clock through tomorrow at 4 p.m. That's what we're looking at for the time frame of that potential ice storm. And I also wanted to look at the conditions. I know we have crews out monitoring these for you, but can see there at Multnomah Falls. That's that parking lot there right in the middle, still very much covered in ice. Head a little farther out, and the main roads look fairly good. There is still some in the median there at the Bridge of the Gods, and then you continue to move on toward Hood River. Those roads look clear, still quite a bit on the edges. Look at that Parkdale. That one is still very much covered in ice. And then headed out to the Dalles, you can see again main roads, but still some icy conditions. Just be aware that as this comes through, it's going to be added on top of what's already there. This is about noon today. You'll see the salmon color here. That's in the gorge area. We're expecting the freezing rain, ice storm warning, and then showers through the rest of everywhere else because our temperatures, they're going back up. We're looking at getting back into the low 40s today for pretty much everywhere, Valley, Metro, except for out in the gorge. We're looking at those 30s, low 30s. This is why we're in the ice storm warning. And showers continue off and on really through the next part of the week. Here's where we could see that accumulation. You'll notice it starts just past Corbett and then goes all the way out. And that's those areas that we want you to be aware of. And then when you look at rain accumulation, it's going to be a warmer week, but it's going to be a wet week. We'll start to see accumulate this afternoon. This is through tomorrow morning around 6 o'clock, and then you continue with more showers in through the start of the week until we get to Tuesday. That's one of the lighter shower days, but we could see up to almost an inch, not quite there in the Portland Metro, an inch in Salem, and then a little more than an inch there along the coast. Get back into the next part of Tuesday, and you'll see that just breaks that up into an inch. So it'll be pretty wet this next week. Here are the temperatures we are expecting for you today. They're along the coast, upper 40s, low 50s, upper 30s for maybe a few of the areas that still have some cooler air, but most of us getting into the low 40s today for the Portland Metro and the valleys. And then you'll see a little cooler as you head off to the east. The silver lining warming up with periods of rain as we head through midweek. Deb?